certainly people would like to criminalize
That's not the majority.
It's not the majority, Chris.
It's not the majority, Chris. If you want to,
I'm saying there are people who disagree on this issue.
Sure.
It's so hot. I want to ask you. You can go first on this. It seems to me one way to reduce unwanted pregnancies is birth control. The Catholic Church is against birth control. I don't think they hold it with the same degree of gravity or severity morally as abortion. But I don't want to speak as a cleric because I'm not one. I'm a layman. But is there any way that we can get past this issue of unwanted pregnancies without some resort at some level to birth control?
You asking me, Chris?
I'll go to you, Congressman Ryan, because I think you're pro-life, and I think you may have a problem on your side with birth control. But if we don't have people practicing birth control or abstinence, they're going to have pregnancies. In these cases, we're looking at statistically unwanted pregnancies, which leads to abortion in so many cases, up to 1 million a year. What are we going to do to stop it?
Without any question, you can't have this conversation and deal in reality and not talk about birth control. We have to have birth control and contraception offered to these poor women who don't have access to contraception. Period. Dot. There's no other way that we're going to be able to reduce it. Who pays for it?
How does it get done? How do you get people to A, use it, want to use it, and buy it?
Well, I
they
think
have to pay for it and they have to want to use it. How do you make that happen?
Well, I
in
think
a free society?
You can fund it through Title X. You can fund it through a lot of public health organizations, and I think it's important that we do that. I mean, there's no way we can...
Why is it getting done now? Why are we arguing about a country that has 1 million abortions a year and everybody says it's a big problem
because
and nobody's doing anything, it seems, on this issue?
The debate has always consisted of pro-choice, pro-life. One side doesn't want anything to change, and the other side wants to put doctors and women in prison. And I think the transformational effect of our legislation that Rosa and I have put together over the past 3 or 4 years, the speech that Barack Obama gave yesterday, puts us into a new realm. And the discussion now is going to be, are you for reducing the number of abortions, or are you for having the same bitter fight that we had over the last 35 years?
Those are the two new
I want to get to numbers here like we do with everything else, numbers. First of all, Congressman, I want to get to numbers.
You cannot be serious about wanting to reduce the need for abortion without dealing with contraception. Then the public, the American people understand that very well.
Okay, let me go to James Carroll, who's not running for office. I got to talk to James Carroll here. James, it seems to me that you're a novelist and a writer and a thinker on these issues, and you were a priest for a number of years. Let me ask you this question. We have to have metrics here. If we're going to talk about a third way to the issue of pro-choice, pro-life arguments that never ended, maybe should never end, we have to get to some vast reduction in the number of abortions as a reality. It seems to me that that ought to be tested. If the president's serious about this, we ought to hold his feet to the fire. Let's see you do it. There's about 1 million abortions a year. You cut them. You say you can do it, do it. It seems to me that's a reasonable demand. Is it credible? Is it going to work? Is anybody going to keep this guy's feet on the fire?
That's what's so wonderful about his having gone to Notre Dame yesterday, because he was speaking to and for and about the Catholic people. And the Catholic people have made a profound decision against the bishops to embrace contraception and birth control. We understand that the answer to abortion has to be the reduction of unwanted pregnancies, and birth control is a crucial part of that. And that is, in a sense, the crucial Catholic problem. As long as the bishops consider birth control and abortion as grave moral failings, the Catholic Church is not going to be helping to resolve this problem. The great thing about President Obama's appearance yesterday was it was the Catholic Church visible in this country as it really is. The people have already moved away from the teaching of the bishops on this question.
Well, you say the bishops, but Humanae Vitae by Pope Paul VI basically said birth control is wrong, contraception is wrong. So how do the bishops get independent of that?
Well, Humanae Vitae in 1968 was a disastrous mistake by the Vatican. It was, as one cardinal of the Second Vatican Council called it, a new Galileo affair. And it's obvious that the Church has to step back from Humanae Vitae.
Well,
the Catholic people already have.
James, that's easy for you to say. You're not wearing a collar right now. And I just want
well, it's true.
You come in here because this is not, I'm not going to have a facile discussion here. This is real. You have a church-state issue here. You could argue it. But if, it seems to me logically, if people believe that abortion's worse morally, and I think most people who have a problem with this issue and believe this, who are Catholics certainly, than birth control, they got to choose something here. or not, or just step back and have this debate for the rest of our lives? I don't know what the answer is. You're the politician, Rosa.
The future is on this issue was in that audience at Notre Dame. The thunderous applause when the president talked about trying to find that common ground, when he talked about, understanding that women come to this decision with difficulty, with a lot of reflection, and that we have to take those things into consideration, and that we need to be able to look at how we do reduce that need. Right. And we have legislation that addresses that. We've tried to move forward beyond that debate. And James Carroll was right. The American people, American Catholics, have moved forward on this issue with regard to birth control and contraception.
Congresswoman first, and then Congressman Ryan first. Is it fair to judge your program by its success? Can you reduce the number of abortions down from about 1 million a year dramatically by this third way? Can you do it, and should you be judged by your success, not by your intentions?
I totally think we can do it, and I totally believe we will have a dramatic reduction. I don't know if you can pinpoint exactly the number, but most abortions are performed on women that live within 200% of the poverty. This is about access to birth control. And if we can join together and fund these programs that take care of that, we will see a dramatic reduction. And then the other decision that women base whether or not they'll have an abortion is on economics. And if we say that if you bring this baby to term, we will increase the incentives for adoption. We will make sure that there are a program called Nurses for Newborns, so if you're a first-time mother, you'll know how to deal with it. The S-CHIP program, Medicaid, all of these health care programs, child care centers on college campuses, encourage the woman to bring the baby to term. Right. We can do this. This is totally doable, but it's going to take the kind of leadership that Barack's providing.
I really support the efforts of both you pro-life and pro-choice politicians. I worry about this being a case of Liza Doolittle and Henry Higgins and words, words, words. I think we all agree it's time for something besides this debate, which never ends. And it's a worthwhile debate, but it never ends between
This is what we've intended to do, Chris. This is precisely what we intended to do with this legislation.
Now, we'll come back on this in a couple months and see how it's going. Rosa DeLauro, U.S. Congresswoman from Connecticut, and Tim Ryan, U.S. Congressman from Ohio. The book, by the way, by James Carroll, one of the great writers of our time, is called Practicing Catholic. You know what it's about. Can't miss the title of that book. I like books that explain what they're about. Thank you very much, James Carroll, for joining us from Boston. Coming up, a swift political move by President